And sticking with that theme of literacy and keeping in mind we are in Literacy Week, we now join Tobago. Good morning. We have on the line, we have Miss Helen Johnson in studio.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
Head of Tobago Library Services, and Heather Gray. Do we have Heather Gray as well? No, okay, so we just have Miss Helen Johnson. How are you this morning? And we understand Tobago has a little bit of rain this morning.
Yes, it's a slight drizzle.
Yeah. Now, you are part of you are the head of the Tobago Library Services, and we have this topic here, Dare to Dare, Drop Everything and Read. Tell us about this.
It's an initiative from the Tobago Library Services to encourage persons to read on International Literacy Day. So we're asking everyone at 1:30, between 1:30 to 1:45, to drop everything and read. So you can read a magazine, a book, an e-book, whatever you need to read. It's all in an effort to encourage persons to continue to read.
Is this an annual initiative, or is it the first time that you all will be doing something like this?
No, it's an annual initiative.
I want to talk a little bit about literacy. Based on your observations, would you say our population is literate, more or less?
The last literacy survey was done in 1994 by Alter, and at that time the figures were 77% literacy, functional literacy.
And in terms of adult literacy, what would you say?
But the survey that Alter did covered both adult and children, so it was an overall global figure.
Well, we just had an interview talking about Moms for Literacy, and we highlighted some of the issues, talking about a lot of the children who tend to be less or illiterate from the primary to the secondary school phases. We noticed that there would have been issues at the homes, single parenting. They may have grown up in at-risk areas. They have behavioral problems. Would you agree based on your experience?
I'm not hearing anything.
Oh, you're not able to hear me? Can you hear me? Ms. Johnson, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you now.
You're hearing me, yes?
No, yes, no.
Okay, great. Okay. So what I mentioned just now is that our observation so far, a lot of the illiterate children we find transitioning from the primary to secondary schools. We notice that they would have been the ones coming from a lot of at-risk areas, or they would have been ones growing up in single parenting homes, and they have a lot of behavioral issues, and this has been reflected in their illiteracy. Do you share that same experience from where you sit as the head of the Tobago Library Services? Is that part of your observation? Would that be something that you would have observed?
Yes, there's a high level of illiteracy among students, but it's something that the Division of Education is working on treating with, so we hope that going forward this would be attended to.
Would you say there is any flaw in the education system? Is it something that we should work on? Are there adjustments that we should be making to the education system in order to address the illiteracy problem that we're having?
I think it's not just the education system, it also has to start from the home. We have to encourage children to read from an early age. So for instance, in the Scarborough Library, we have a room where we encourage toddlers, parents to come in with their toddlers to introduce them to reading. So even though they can't actually read, they are introduced to the concept of reading, of being with books. And once this starts at an early age, it would continue to develop.
Now, with the advent of technology, almost every toddler has an iPad as a babysitting device. It helps to keep them quiet. We are in the age of WhatsApp. All we do, we text message and we use, broken English and that kind of thing. Let's talk about the impact that is having on illiteracy.
Now, with everything, there's good and bad. So with the iPad, with the WhatsApp, you can use it to your advantage. So what parents and teachers need to do is to encourage the good aspect of using the medium, because it's all about engaging with reading, with knowledge and so on. So because, for instance, on Facebook, there are a lot of posts or links to the news media that you can benefit from. So it's to find a happy medium between using the technology and normal books and so on.
All right, Ms. Johnson, it was a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much, and we look forward to chatting with you sometime in future to follow up on this initiative.